Hi everyone. I'm going to try to make this video quick since I know the end of the marking period is upon us and a lot of you have a bunch of work you need to get done. So I'm just going to try to make this a quick one and get out of your hair. So let's just cut right to the chase. All right. Today we're going to continue working on this inheritance project. Now, what I want to talk to you about today is overriding. All right. And this is a pretty important thing in inheritance. So let's just go right to it. Let's say we have our human.java file with this human class in it. All right, and in this human class, we write a display function. So I'll call this public void display, and this will simply print out the things in our human object. So we could say first name, colon space, concatenate the first name. We could say system.out.println last name, and then concatenates the last name uh, member variable. All right, so this display function, all well and good. We can call this in our main. Let's say instead of doing this, which is a little bit messy, I could just call h1.display. And you'll see now it should still call the h1 elements information. It says first name, Kurt Connors, last name, blah, blah, blah. All right. We could do the same for S1. We could say S1.display. And this should also display Peter Parker because S1 is a human, uh, inherits the human class's properties. So it should also inherit this method. All right. But you can see here, it's only giving us first name and last name for Peter Parker and not this other information, it's his ID and his GPA. All right. And the reason that that is the case is because, well, it's only inheriting this human objects, this human class's display function, which doesn't have contingencies in place to cope with the additional information that our student class contains. So what we can do in our student class is write its own display method. All right. So we could do the same. We could say public void display. And the core of this can be very similar to the human one. We'll just grab that, yoink, and paste that in there. And then what we could do is just do the same thing over again. We could say ID and GPA, and then just concatenates the ID and GPA. Also in here, the first name, blah, 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 and last name, since these are inherited, we do need to use the superclasses functions for getting these. So this would actually have to be, you'd have to say get first name as a function. And over here, you'd have to say get last name as a function. All right, and then to override this, we just need to add an override tag right above this, which is at override. And you'll see that keyword pop up. If not, it's spelled with these two R's like that. Now, if I run this, you should see it also outputs Peter Parker's ID and GPA information. That's because it's overridden. And so now this student class, when it sees display, it knows display is also in the human parent class, the superclass, but it will look towards the overridden method that's more specified for students when it is available. All right, so that's one thing. Now, if you wanted to, we can also simplify this display method by changing this to call the display method from before, because this first couple of lines is exactly the same as the display method in our superclass. And so what we could do at the top of this function is call super.display. which will actually run the display function from our superclass first, and then the additional information that we're providing, making this even easier to write. All right. Now, one last thing that I want to put out there is that since student is a human object, we could technically have just a human variable that stores a student object. All right. And that's all well and good. All right. So if you're expecting to have some type of human, but you don't know if that's going to be that subclass of student or just a human without that subclass ability, or you could write other subclasses like we will later in part three, faculty and other such subsets of humans, you can just store any number of them in this same variable because it is the superclass variable. All right. That should be just a real quick video. Just wanted to get that done. Please don't forget to fill out the Google form for attendance. I know they have you filling out one for the school now. I still need to collect it separately, so please get that done and join the Discord server if you haven't already, because I'm going to be starting some new clubs because I know a bunch of you are going stir crazy at home, and I figure it'd be a great way to still be social and still have a sense of normalcy. So yeah, join the Discord. I'm going to be posting updates about clubs and club developments in there. But yeah, all right, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.